Hello, everyone. Is anybody here? Please let me know in the chat because the app doesn't show now me the number of people. So I will be very grateful if you just let me know that you can hear and see me. We are walking towards the Charles Bridge. And hi, Christine. Great. Thank you so much for letting me know that you can see me. It's wonderful. It's the beautiful summer night. This week was very hot, and it's the first day when I'm wearing my kind of coat. Yes, great. I'm so happy that I'm not alone. And it was extremely hot, but I think autumn chill has arrived to Prague, and the next week will be much cooler, and you can even see the autumn leaves are already started to fall from the trees. Great, connection is good, and I'm here, and it's great to see all of you. It's wonderful that we are continuing to follow this calendar and coming to the guides and exploring everything live. Let me show you the beauty where I am. So we are starting from the place like where we're usually finishing. So this is the side of Charles Bridge, from the side of Mala Strana or Lesser Town. Hi, Leni. Hi, everyone. And we're going to have the incredibly beautiful journey today because as I have already told you, Charles Bridge was reconstructed. They were working hard, and they opened it like the bridge was open, but there was no illumination. It was dark during the evening hours and night hours, and they changed the illumination of the statues and in between the archers. So you can see two towers, and these are the towers that like it's asymmetrical. I mean, from the one side of the bridge there is one tower, and from this side there are two, because this one, the smaller one, the lower tower belongs to the old Judith Bridge, and this one belongs to Charles Bridge. That was added in the 13th century, and the shorter one even earlier. And it's so beautiful here to walk. So let me tell again, hello to everyone. Hello, we are beginning our tour. It's a night tour because it's kind of dark, and I will be telling you the spooky stories of Charles Bridge and of Old Prague. I hope you will enjoy them. I'm trying to be active on Facebook and even TikTok and Instagram. Today I have launched a new kind of project. I have created a Kyiv itinerary. So please check it out on Etsy. This is the shop. If you have any problems with downloading it, if you buy it and you have problems, please connect to me via Facebook, and I will give you a direct file. But it's just in case, because I'm telling you, I hope that everything will be okay. I will come home again and double check all the features of that new system. I'm doing that because I really want to tell the world about Ukraine, about Kyiv, and I have this kind of feeling that someday really a lot of people will come to Ukraine after war, and probably this itinerary will be kind of a sign of your support, of belief that this will happen one day. So thank you so much to everyone who is buying this 3-day itinerary in Kyiv, and it's just adding me this positive emotions and the belief that makes my belief stronger. Then this day will come. Uh, so I so I will begin the tour in Prague, and it's not rain, probably a bird. And our first legend will be about two crows who were sitting over here on this side of the bridge. So let's begin. Thank you so much, Christine, for your hearts and for the supporting Ukraine. Look at these beautiful lanterns, they're incredible, and the house signs. They are everywhere, still from the time when people were illiterate, and they usually have this kind of family signs, families who lived here. And it's a very magical and mysterious and spooky tour. And you are going to hear the stories about the collapsing bridge and the devil himself. So this is Charles Bridge, and the bridge, even without my stories, looks like it's from the fairy tale. But at night, you can really meet here ghosts. They are going here about their business. I was making, filming the videos during this week at night, and the time when the bridge becomes kind of people-less, like when there is less crowds, it's after midnight, like closer to 1 a.m. And even at 11, now the local time is 10, the bridge is full of people. So the first legend will be about the knight. So once there was the knight, and he was a very, very brave knight. The king loved him, and he was fighting with the dragons, and he wasn't afraid of anything. Yes, it's not the streets. This is the bridge, and we're already kind of on it at the beginning of the bridge. So and it's really crowded. Even at 10 p.m., it's crowded. And once this brave knight, who really conquered everything, he decided he had this invitation from the king, and he had to come here, and he had to cross Charles Bridge. It was time of Bohemia, and this knight was kind of the guy who had full package. He was very bold, undefeated, and this fearless warrior had to pay the visit to the king. And to pay the visit to the king, he had to cross Charles Bridge and go to the castle, because the Prague castle is on this side of Vltava River. And he was crossing this arch on his noble horse. You can imagine he was having wind in his hair, and he was kind of dreaming of the glory. But the life had other plans for him, because when he was passing under this archway, out of nowhere, the stone just fell on his head, and he was knocked off from his horse. So this unstoppable knight became kind of an unlucky knight. Let me show you the details of Charles Bridge. You see the gargoyle, very spooky one. And the people at first thought that it was kind of a sabotage or an enemy plot or a cursed stone. But no, then people saw that this stone, it was loosened because after the big rain, there was the kind of the crows were fighting. They were moving their wings, flapping their wings, and then just the stone began to wobble. So can you imagine how the royal guards went to the king, and they were telling to the king, like, "Your Majesty, your knight was taken down by birds." The king was asking, like, "What kind of birds?" "Probably eagles." "No, not eagles, probably hawks." "No, just pigeons." Not even pigeons, crows. and king was devastated. So this knight, the symbol of hero, he died, and the king made this royal decree. He ordered not to fill that hole from that stone that killed his favorite knight. It was a tribute to that knight who could defeat anything, but he couldn't defeat the two crows and bad timing of that day. Look at the statues. Look at these huge statues of Charles Bridge. They are incredible, especially when you are coming and looking at the details. And let me tell you, it's even more spookier. Let me know in the comments, how do you like the light? If it's just natural white, or do you want me to play sometimes and show you the statues in the strange lights? Let me know. And now we're going to the Turk. So it's the statue that locals hated at first, but then they kind of loved it. And there's an interesting story, the test about buttons. I will tell you about this statue, and then we will make this test. So there are really a lot of statues, and they are all about saints and angels, you know, different, very important people from the religious world. But this one is about the Turk. You can see the Turk, and over there on the top, the saints. They are helping to buy out slaves from the Turkish captivity. So these are the slaves, like the Christian slaves. You can see the big dog and the slaves. So when the statue appeared here, the statue of the Turk, the people who lived on Lesser Town, the locals, they didn't love him. You can see the saber; it's green because it was stolen many times. And pay attention to the buttons. So people were not happy who lived here because he was kind of scary and angry. And people went to the archbishop. They asked him to replace the statue. But they were explained that this Turk is part of the story, like he is representing the Turkish army, and the saints are just saving the Christian from the Turkish captivity. So he is not kind of a villain, but just the character of the story. But it didn't calm anyone down, and the people of Lesser Town decided to make this Turk a scapegoat. So they really took his saber, which is green, you see, because it was replaced, and there is just the handle, there is no saber. Probably even modern tourists took it already. Let's make the dog purple like this. And there was the moment when Russia and Turkey began to fight, like it was war. And some people, they were rooting for the Turks. So at that moment, people came to the bridge, and they decided to give the Turk flowers, and even covered their buttons with golden paint. And then there was the saying between the people, like if someone were coming and saying, like, I was on Charles Bridge, people were asking him, do you know how many buttons does the Turk have on his coat? And if the person couldn't answer, it means that he wasn't on Charles Bridge. And if you count all the buttons, there will be 13 buttons. So you come to Charles Bridge and count them all. There are 13 buttons on the Turk's coat. So that was a test for the peasants who would come to Charles Bridge and then return home, and they probably were drinking here in Prague or doing some other things, but there was a test to really find out if they were here and if they saw the statues. It's 10:15 already, and there are not so many people because when it was hotter and warmer, these nights were extremely hot. I think the hottest in whole year. So the bridge was full of people. And now I'm going to tell you the story of that small house with the icon. You can see the beautiful neighborhood. It's a lesser town, but specifically this part is called Kampa Island because we are in between the Chertovka Canal. It's here behind this beautiful tree, and actually like Vltava River. So this part of the lesser town is called Kampa Island. And here on Kampa Island, you can see the beautiful row of houses. They're tiny, and during the daytime they are colorful. Now you can see just clearly the first one, which is orange, and it has the icon with the Virgin Mary. And this story is very important for the locals of the city because the Vltava River was really wild during the medieval times, and there were like the floods were happening here quite often. You can see there is the light, and I even heard from the locals that it's the special light from Jerusalem, like the holy light that is always burning. There is the candle always burning there, close to this house. So the story happened why it's burning here and why the icon is here, because there was the flood, and there were a lot of things floating everywhere. So people were saving what they had. And then one man noticed that there was the icon floating on the piece of wood. And he decided to save it. So he quickly jumped on some kind of boat, and in that chaos, in the debris, he just took out this icon. And at that moment, the flood stopped, and a lot of people were saved. And then I wanted to show you that close to this icon, there is the kind of old, I'm using the light, probably you can see very narrow ironing, ironing posts. Like they look like wooden rollers. And back then, people were ironing with this kind of rollers. So they were putting the clothing in between them. It was kind of old schooling ironing system. So one day, the maiden, her name was Mary, because of course she was living in this house or working in this house, and her hand stuck in between these rollers. So she cried and she prayed to Virgin Mary. She helped her because the rollers moved back without any kind of science or electricity, just because the lady was praying. You can see these rollers, like one roller you can see from here. And they are real rollers from, I don't know from what century, but this is the real piece of the ironing system. So the girl was saved because Virgin Mary heard her prayer, and the rollers moved back on their own. And that is why there's houses connected with two legends and two miracles. I love this cute place. It looks like really we are in some kind of old book with fairy tales. It's incredibly beautiful, especially with these flowers from the windows, with the lights. Here is the statue of Prince Brunswick. Is saying hello to you. See the 31st statue, the hidden statue of Charles Bridge, Prince Brunswick. I love the stories about miracles because they remind me that everything is possible. And even in the most difficult situations, we can find the way out. Let me say, oh, I will say hello to you again. Hello if you haven't seen me. Today, we are going to explore Charles Bridge, and we will even go further a little bit inside Old Town. The golden, yes, this light from the lanterns, it's really golden. It's kind of yellowish. It's not white. Because this light, as I see, is the, I think, electric one. And over there on Charles Bridge will be the white light. It's very bright. You can compare this and this, the yellow ones. So this lighting on Charles Bridge and some part of the Old Town, they are covered by the gas lighting. When you come closer, you will see the circle, metal circle, and if you pull down the circle, it will light on. Like, can you see? Like the circle over there, and very soon Christmas will come and there will be the special lantern man, like the person who lights on, who turns on all these lanterns. So he's doing his job during the Christmas Eve, and he is going here for, I think, an hour and a half every day to entertain the kids and the adults as well, because he's wearing a very beautiful medieval costume and he lights on these lanterns. Now it's not so loud here because during the day there is a lot of music. A lot of buskers are coming here, and a lot of there's a lot of noise just when these buskers are playing, singing, using the drums. This statue was opened not long ago. That is why it's kind of lighter and brighter than the rest of the statues. The other statues are dark, but when they are restoring them and they're putting them back, you see that they are much lighter than the other statues. All the statues are made sandstone. John of Nepomucene, original statue, is made from them, the bronze. And the next story will be about apples and the peasants. So one day the peasant lived in his house and he had a lot of children. They were always hungry. And there was a village not far away from Prague. And he had a strange dream. Every day, for 3 days in a row, he had the same dream about the Charles Bridge, like that he is walking along Charles Bridge and he finds the big bag with money. The only thing that he had, like this peasant, in his garden was the apple tree. And this dream was really disturbing him because the dream was giving him the hope that he might find this giant pile of gold coins and He felt that this is his destiny, this is his sign, so he ran to Charles Bridge. He was tired of seeing the same dream, and he came here. But when he came here, he was going back and forth, and he couldn't find any pile of gold. And he was walking across Charles Bridge during the whole day, and he was in despair. There was just tourists, pigeons, and a lot of regret. He even counted the cobblestones on Charles Bridge, and he was already ready to go home with his crushed pride when he saw the guard. So this guard came to him, and really that was suspicious that the man was counting the cobblestones the whole night, the whole day. And he asked him what he was doing here. And that poor peasant tell him this whole story. Sound. Okay. Please let me know what about the sound now. Is it better? I will be talking and waiting for your responses. Hopefully it's better now. Please let me know about the sound. So the guard said that he was having the same dream for a week. He was having the dream about the that he's digging something near this shabby house under the single lonely. It's choppy now and then. It's choppy now and then. Okay, I will talk. I will be continuing talking, and if it's bad, please let me know. I will just use the mic of the telephone without the microphone. Christine, is it still good for you? Has it gone in and out, or is it my computer? No, it might happen. Just let me know, because I have the issue. It breaks up every now and again for a few seconds. Okay. Okay. Now probably it won't be breaking, but I will be just using the microphone of the telephone. Let me know what you hear. Now the new mic is on the way, so probably this week I will have the new one. But it is also like the mic that I am using right now was the new one. I used it just for a couple of times, and it's quite expensive. I don't know, probably it's static and breaks up, and now also breaks up. So it's now I'm just without the mic. I'm talking without the mic at all. It's okay now, thank you. Okay, so we will continue this way. So let's continue. What happened? This guard was dreaming about the house, about this shabby house, about digging just below the apple tree. And then they understood that they were dreaming about the same story. So they ran to the house, and really below the tree they started digging, and the dirt was flying. The kids were cheering. They were so happy that something was happening, and they found the big chest of money. And this guard married the elder daughter of the peasant, and they were happy to live together. I love these stories that really were probably they happened because they are all written in the books. There are 3 books about Prague legends. This is the sad legend. You see people are robbing John of Nepomuk. This is the place where he was thrown from the river, from the bridge to the Vltava river. As you remember, he was the archbishop and he refused to tell the secret of confession of the queen. And that is why the king ordered to throw him to Vltava river, and this is how he died. And he has become the saint, the patron saint of Czech Republic and of Prague. And there are so many the slogs. There is a campaign against them. So there is the local blogger who comes here and even interacts with tourists and asks them to help him to cut these padlocks off because they are making the statues ugly. And when there are a lot of them, it's even worse. But tourists, nevertheless, they're bringing more padlocks, and still they're appearing and appearing. But Czechs love to keep the things simple and clean. So probably sometimes like once in a while, once a month or once in 2 months, you can see how the special people are coming and cutting these padlocks from here, and there is another place close to that statue. The dramatic and funny story is that Charles Bridge was built with the help of eggs, because Charles IV wanted to make it stronger, so he ordered to add eggs to the mortar, but one village brought the boiled eggs. They boiled them first, and all the people were laughing. And I love how in the medieval times they were solving these problems. Like today I was telling the story of St. Sophia Cathedral. I made the new reels, the new video. So our Yaroslav the Wise didn't have the stones, and he just made the tax. People had to pay stones and bring stones when they were entering the city. And Charles IV wanted eggs, so he ordered to bring eggs from Bohemia. You see probably you can hear the sound. There is some kind of spooky sounds for you to add. About eggs, this is the funny story. And there is also the story about the headless rebels on Charles Bridge. It's the haunted procession. This is a procession of the people whose heads were hanging on this bridge, on the tower, for 10 years. There was the uprising against Habsburgs in 1612, and Prague was really, citizens of Prague were not happy with the Habsburgs. There was a lot of rebellion spirits here. And then the people were really fed up with this foreign rule, and the most noble people who organized that rebellion, they were killed in the old town square during the so-called bloody theater. And their heads were hanging for 10 years on this tower. And there is the legend that every summer, it happened on the 21st of June, there is the procession of those ghosts. They are walking from one side of the river to another side of the river. Of course, they are headless because they were beheaded. and their heads were placed in the iron baskets on this old town bridge tower right above Charles Bridge, and people were scared to walk under this tower. Can you imagine walking just below the tower where the heads are hanging? I think it's very sinister. And that is the place for the execution. So there is the cross, there was the execution site, and also when the merchants were cheating on the old town square, they were brought here and they were dipped down, they were lowered down to Vltava river. They didn't kill them, they just put them in the baskets, and they were lowering them closer, not closer, but dipping them into water. And Vltava river is really cold, even during summer it's cold. The water is cold here and rough. There is an interesting place here. Let me know if you recognize it. So during the day, a lot of people are standing here on that very place, like close to this statue of Pieta. You see Pieta, like it's a copy of Michelangelo. And here on that on this place, they are making the picture famous. One person is standing with his face forward and one person standing with his face back. It's the famous picture of Depeche Mode. This rock group came here in 1982 and they made this iconic picture here. Now I'm trying to find this picture in my gallery, in my another phone, but I'm not sure. No, it's not here. No, it's not here. So that is the very iconic place, and usually there is the line of people standing here trying to repeat this same photo that the Depeche Mode made here in 1982. Why it was so important? Because, you know, it was the time when it was the Iron Curtain, and the concert that happened during that era of Iron Curtain was very important for the citizens of Prague. People wanted to hear that, feel that spirit of liberation and spirit of freedom. And we're coming to the entrance of the old town. The statues here are becoming even fancier, so they are very rich from this side. This is a Baroque bridge, and it has this beautiful 30 statues, 30 Baroque statues, 15 on one side, 15 on the other side. Incredibly beautiful illumination. And Prague, as a city, doesn't have the shoulder season. There are always a lot of tourists. I think just few weeks after Christmas, probably in February, there are less people, but starting from March and of course in April, when the spring is, everything is blooming, there are always people, always tourists, always crowds. It's very walkable and beautiful. And what I love about Prague, that it is very romantic and medieval. Even at 11 p.m. Can you see there are so many people? Even at 11 p.m. there are it's a very lively place. Everyone is making some kind of pictures, moving, and it's quite safe here, even with the ghosts and with these stories. Let me show you the crown. I don't know if you see it. Yes, you see it a little bit. So there is the big crown on this arch. It's the symbol of the royal way. So on the way during the coronation, when the king was walking to St. Vitus Cathedral to Prague Castle. It was kind of a symbol that he is leaving the city, the old city, and he is coming to the castle, and the bridge and the river and the crossing coronates him. He was making a few stops on his way, so the procession made a few stops when people were cheering, they were making speeches, and that was the procession that lasted for a couple of hours, of course. And that is the most famous Czech king, Charles IV, the father of the nation, the person who built St. Vitus Cathedral, Charles Bridge, Charles University, and I love that he even built the castle for his crown and for his regalia, for his royal scepter, for his royal like this ball. And this castle Karlstein is not far away from here. Unfortunately, they close it at 6, which means that so if I go there by train, I need to start the tour at 5. I think like now I prefer to start the tours at 7 or at 8 local time, because just to have audience. And they close it, so it's not possible like here in Prague. Like Prague Castle is open up to 10 p.m. It's not possible to come and to show even from outside. So they close everything. And of course they close because it's far away from the city. It's in nobody would come there. It's really dark in the forest, in the woods, in between them rocks. Charles IV built Karlstein and hid it between the rocks and the forests, so nobody could come and steal his royal regalia. And he was right, because there was a lot of times in history when he saved his regalia like that. So we came to Karlova Street, and there is the famous legend about the mad barber who is appearing here during the night. He lived in one of these houses. You see, they just started the restoration a few days ago. I wasn't here for a couple of days, and they quickly started the restoration. So it's a very lovely place. The barber was happy with his money that he was earning, because he always had some kind of job. He was not just making the haircuts or shaving people. The barbers were kind of amateur doctors, but at some point of time he decided to become the alchemist. He wanted to find the philosophical stone, so he sell all his equipment that he used as a barber and bought the coursers. And even now people love to buy these coursers, different kind of educational coursers, to become the alchemists. But he didn't become the alchemist. Instead, he just spoiled all his money, wasted his money, and his daughters had to become prostitutes, and his wife fell down from the window. She committed suicide, and he understood that he made the great mistake of his life. And from that time, he took the last thing that he had, a razor, and he was he's running now with this razor and scissors, asking people for the service. He wants to cut hair, to make a haircut, but nobody agrees. And the mad barber is running here when there are less people. The story of Trendelnik, and a lot of souvenirs, a lot of souvenir stalls. Do you know what is it? Like Prague Mall. I remember when I was a small child, there was the Soviet cartoon. This mole, he is kind of, he's not telling anything. He's just kind of silent, silent cartoon. is the mall. Silent cartoon. Oh, there are a lot of malls. And at that time, it seems to me that it wasn't very smart cartoon. But it's still now it's a symbol of Prague, and but people don't understand what this mall stands for. It stands for the old Soviet cartoon. When the mall was doing something, let me know in the comments. Have you ever seen this cartoon about mall? Usually, people from America and Canada have never heard about this mall, but in Ukraine and in I think in all this kind of Soviet republics, this cartoon was very popular because we had one cartoon for all the children of Soviet Union that was happening at night. Beautiful card in blue and yellow. And this is the street where the white knight is appearing to the very drunk tourists. So if he's appearing just for those who have drunk a lot of beer. This place is situated close to the monastery where that knight was killed by his friends. His friends considered him as a traitor, and they took him to the monastery and killed him. They cut his head, and from that time he began to appear on this street, riding his white stallion, carrying his head under his arm, and he's waiting for someone to save him. So if you want to save him, you need to take his sword and just pierce his heart with the sword. You have to be very brave. But nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. And he's still walking, waiting for the bravest person. What I love about night Prague, that you can just turn around the corner and you will find the streets absolutely without tourists, without people. It's here. People are walking from Charles Bridge to Old Town Square and in opposite direction. So this Karlova Street is always full of hundreds of people. But if you just take a few steps away, let's take today a few steps away and walk through another street. You will see Prague how it was many years ago. Many years ago, nobody was making this kind of city plan. So you had money, you built the house, and this is how this kind of random, chaotic plan of Prague appeared, and it was never ruined. So the streets, they are crooked, very narrow. People didn't have money here like in Vienna or in Paris to make the wide avenues. They didn't bother, and that is why I think that Prague is really one of the most beautiful medieval cities on our planet, because here it is still preserved. It is amazing that when you are here at early in the morning or late at night, you can dive into the life of the people, how they were living here hundreds of years ago. But not that cartoon, I don't think. Wind in the willows. These roses, they are artificial, I think. Yes, artificial, but still they look like real ones. Very natural. And this street will tell us another fancy legend about the burning skeleton. When the Great Fire happened here, one moneylender, like people didn't love him very much, and this moneylender, he lived on this street. So people were saving their belongings. And this moneylender didn't help anyone to put down the fire. Instead, he was asking everyone to help him to drag his big bag of money. But people were saving their children, and he was dragging and dragging that bag of money, and they didn't know what happened to him. When they returned to this place, they saw that the house, the only house that survived, was the house of that greedy money lender. But there was no money lender anywhere, and he disappeared. Probably he burned, or we don't know what happened. But starting from that time, the locals say that this burning skeleton is appearing on the street, and he's dragging the bag of money and asking the tourists to help him to drag it. I love the story of burning skeleton and the begging skeleton. The next story is about begging skeleton. I was telling you these stories many times. I don't know if you remember them or not. And these are the live roses, like real roses. Prague streets are sometimes can be very beautiful. Look how they decorate at night. So there are at summer. You see, at summer they put this kind of big bowls, something like with the earth, because these roses, they grow naturally, and together with the beautiful buildings, it's amazing. On this square during Christmas times, they have kind of another additional Christmas fair. Christmas market, very small one, where the angels are appearing on the stilts. But I love this idea of the roses. It's very cozy. That is the new city hall and the library. Some of you were asking me, so people sometimes write to me messages on indirect. So this is the place, the National Library, where the so-called tunnel, book tunnel, famous book tunnel is kept. Now it's closed and you have to stand in line for a couple of hours. People are standing, like spending a lot of time just to make the picture, snap the picture. It's a big tunnel with books, and it looks like the eternal tunnel of books. So it's here in this National Library. And just in a few seconds we will go to the old town square. And of course the story. And this is the story of this Iron Knight. It's the only monument to the ghost. I don't know, some people say that it's the only monument to the ghost in the world, or probably but in Europe definitely. So this knight was very brave man, but he didn't know how to love a woman. So he had a fiancée, a beautiful lady. Here she is, and her father was a blacksmith. So he made for him the big, beautiful black armor. He went to fight, and when he came from war, he heard rumors that she was unfaithful to him, that the bride was unfaithful. Of course, without asking, he was very furious. He ran and stabbed the poor girl, just killed her with a big knife. And when she was dying, she cursed him. She cursed him to become a stone. And since that time, he's standing here waiting for the Virgin to come and kiss him. As you see, probably there are no virgins in Prague, or no virgins want to kiss that definite statue. Absolutely beautiful streets. And in a few seconds we will reach again a very touristy place. It's interesting how in Prague you are like very close to the places when there are hundreds of people, and then you find yourself just alone because nobody cares about the city hall and the library during the night hours. It's very silent and beautiful. So if you're enjoying the stories and my company and the old beautiful medieval Prague, you can support me on Buy Me a Coffee and on PayPal. I pinned the links in the chat, or there is also the links in the description to the videos. And for those who joined later, I would like to repeat that from I went to Kyiv and I made a lot of videos, and from now on I will be editing the videos and downloading on my YouTube channel, not just about videos about Prague, but there will be a lot about Ukraine, and it's just so close to my heart. I will be very grateful for your support, comments and likes below the videos devoted to Ukraine. And if you're interested if you believe that you will come one day to Kyiv, you can buy my new itinerary, 3-day itinerary in Kyiv. It's kind of a symbol of your belief in our victory and in our peaceful life, that someday peace will return to Kyiv and I will see you. You can buy that on Etsy, and I made a post on Facebook about that. So this is the absinthe. I have never tried it, always wanted to, but some kind of didn't want to spend money. And it's very popular here in Prague. There are special bars with absinthe. It causes some hallucinations. I don't know. I know that in America it's prohibited, but still people in Prague love these cannabis stores, absinthe bars, beer pubs. So Prague is about fun, cheap booze, and about stag parties. But I wanted to tell you that my personal perception of the city is really magical, because for some people it's like this. Prague is about booze, it's about beer pubs, it's about absinthe and cannabis. For other people, they come and say, oh, Prague is Soviet, like we can feel that it's not France or Germany or I don't know, some other European country. They feel this kind of Soviet vibe. It's not visible here in the Old Town Square, but if you step a little bit aside, yes, you will see the typical Soviet architecture, like buildings from concrete. And for some people it reminds about the Soviet legacy. For other people it's just a lot of crowds and thousands of people. And for other people it's magical city. So Prague, I think it's an interesting, it has many faces, and it reflects what you have inside and what you are ready to see in this city. If you want to see Soviet style, Prague will show you this side. If you want to see medieval side, Prague will show you that side. If you are ready to see the crowds, you will see the crowds, and if you are ready to feel the medieval charm, you will feel it. I believe that Prague can show different sides depending on what the person has in his or her heart, because it's kind of the magic here is in the air. And you know, I always love magic on my tours. With narrative life, but Julie, yes, I always make the videos with narrative. Like tomorrow, I will download the video, the long video about Golden Gate, and there is some kind of pieces of music when I'm making the short breaks to let people a little bit have rest from my voice and from the explanation. Oh, this is the last show of the day, because the astronomical clock show is happening from 8 a.m. till 11 p.m. and we are running. 11 p.m. Thousands of people. Just look at this, guys. This is live. Thousands of people on the square. You see how many of them? The rooster just crows and you can hear how the crowd is cheering.
No, that's linked. It's linked.
Wonderful, wonderful. We made it. We have seen the last astronomical clock show for this day. The next day will be the new one. I have just released the new video about the astronomical clock. If you're interested in its history and legends, you can watch it. It's incredible. It's just incredible. For more than 600 years, it's still working, and you can hear it's chiming. Kind of, it's a long chime, so because it's the last show. Wonderful. And this is Teen Church. Look at that. Spires and the kind of pinnacles, the small spires. There are 8 of them on each tower. This is Eve and Adam. Adam is wider tower, it's protecting Eve, and it's a romantic story even with the towers. So beautiful here and so incredible. This square is really, it looks different in different times of the day, but it's always beautiful and incredible. And let me tell you, finish the story with this begging skeleton, because it's walking here. There was one professor in the medical faculty, and he loved to collect the skeletons. So he had different types of skeletons, and one guy was very high. So this professor really wanted his skeleton, but he was still alive. He was a student. So he came and asked for the deal. He paid him money up front and said, I will take your skeleton when you be ready, when you die. He agreed, but probably he didn't saw so much money in his life, or so he was so happy that he had a lot of money, and he went to the pub, and the next morning his body was ready for the professor to take him, and the professor was really happy. He wasn't expecting so quickly to get the skeleton, but when he got the skeleton, when he put it on his kind of study and even decorated with his ebony stick, then the strange skeleton began to appear on the old town square, and he's begging money because he wants to collect his money and buy out his skeleton from that professor. But the coins are just, he can't hold them. The coins are slipping from his bony fingers. Yes, the city is beautiful, and you see they even put the decoration around Jan Hus monument. There wasn't light. Now there is the flower bed and the light. Before that, the statue was built in 1911, and in the during the Soviet time in 1960s, 70s, there was the big pool, the pool with water all around the statue. And now it's the flowers, but this year, you see, they added the beautiful lights, so it's a little bit lighter. Prague has got so many legends, like this is Kinsky Palace. You see, it's just standing a little bit here, a little bit not on one row with other buildings. And there is also the legend about this house. When they built it, the guy, the rich owner who commissioned this Kinsky Palace, he bribed the city council, like some members of the city council, to let him build it a little bit forward, because there was a strict rule: all the buildings had to stand in one line, and he bribed the city council, so they covered the building site with some kind of scaffolding. But the ordinary workers, ordinary people saw that, and they started to complain. So they ran to the city council and they demanded their punishment. So the guy was punished. He was the person who commissioned this building. He was sentenced to death, and his daughter wanted to save him, so she ran here to this place, and she somehow fell to the pit and lost her life. She wanted to save her father, crying, shouting. And since that time, this building is still standing. You see, it's standing like it's much closer to the center of the city. Why it was prohibited to build the houses like that? Because it was the old farmers' market, and they were taking the space. So again, this is the building. People say that it was built with the help of devil himself. So the devil took the soul of that poor lady, and that is why the building is standing solid. And this is the house of the stone bell. You can see the big stone bell on the corner of the building. Yes, it's time for the skeleton to arrive, Wayne. Where is our skeleton? Strange things are always happening to me. I presume that I can even meet the skeleton. Thank you so much for being with me today, dear travelers. You are really my family. You're a family, and today when I was writing the post, I wrote dear friends, but I wanted to write dear family because you are the closest people to me in the world, and I'm not telling you like I'm telling sincerely about this. So thank you for coming to my tours. Thank you for your buy me a coffees, for supporting me on PayPal. Thank you for supporting my new project on I have so many new projects. I don't know why I have them, because I really need to fill my head, my hands, my time with something. I cannot think about my personal problems, about the personal challenges that I have in Kyiv, about that lady who lives in my house and sleeps on my bed. It's so painful that I really want to think about something else. That is why I launched a lot of projects. I have the new YouTube channel about Ukraine, real stories from Ukraine. You can check it out. I have this new itinerary that I was creating with a lot of love, and you can check it on Etsy. And starting from tomorrow, I will be launching and uploading the videos on YouTube about Ukraine, and I will probably try to go somewhere to show you some other cities. Yes, I really I don't want to think about what is happening now in my life, and I really want to preoccupy myself with something. And I'm so happy that I have you in my life, and you can watch my videos and support me from your hearts. Thank you so much. See you next time. I will plan more live walks. I know that I have shown you a lot of Prague, but you see, Prague has different faces. So I will be showing you different faces of Prague. Yes, you have so much to give creatively. I even have some other ideas, but I'm afraid to load myself even more, because I try to find the proper job as well to earn money and to continue living somewhere here, or I don't know. I don't know, will I ever go back to Ukraine, because I don't know if I don't have a house there anymore. I don't have a place to live. But I believe that Prague has got a lot of magic for me. Universe has a lot of magic for me, and God will helping me. So I will survive, and you will hear me and see me everywhere. Probably there will be something from that, from my activity. So thank you so much, and if you want to support me, check that new project on Etsy, my new 3-day itinerary in Kyiv. It has just my personal kind of a piece of my heart, because when you are buying it, you're believing that one day you will come to Ukraine. You're supporting our peaceful life. Thank you so much. See you next time. Goodbye. Love you all. Goodbye. Even like you don't need to go home. You can just continue walking. It's absolutely safe. There are so many people. 11 p.m. but Prague is full of vibe. Thank you and goodbye. See you. Yes, Sandy, Prague is gorgeous, and you will end successfully wherever you are meant to be. Thank you. Thank you for believing in me. It's so important to read such kind of messages that you believe that I will not just survive, but I will flourish, and I will make something good out of my difficulties. What I'm trying now to do, to find the way to earn money, to live my life, to be happy again, to be alive again, to feel myself in a different way, to regain that, I don't know, inner lightness, inner life. I think I've lost it while I was in that marriage. I became kind of a little bit gloomy. I want to find that laughter and that inspiration inside me. Thank you for being a part of my life journey. See you. Bye. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you. Thank you, Wayne. Yes, Julie, in the spark, you're right.